I'm going to jump over to the dog shower. Take note that this door will be removed, but right now we're going to plumb it in place and get the plywood down. This is the first time that I have done a sloped floor, so I will explain to you exactly how I'm going to do it, and maybe this is not the way you've done it. You'll have some tips and tricks for people in the comments, or a better way to do it more efficiently. I'm totally open to learning. Let's leave it below, because people definitely come here to learn, read the comments, and then figure out how other people have also done the project. Kind of come up with my own method. What I did was, at first, I cut down this joist just 3/4 of an inch, enough to allow me to slope it all the way, be out of the way, but still have enough beef. The 2x12s are allowing me to be able to cut out a bit of the joist. There are rules around that. As long as you cut within the 2/3 here on one side or 2/3 in the other side, you don't cut in the middle. What I'm doing here is I found the angle. My dog shower is 30 inches wide, and I tested it a little bit. I went from a 10 degree to a 5 degree, and I landed on 3 degrees. And I ripped my 2x6s right here on a 3 degree angle going lengthwise, so that when I put them down and scab them to the existing joist, I put these pieces of plywood against it. This is also cut on a 3 degree angle. This whole thing holds it together, so then I can see where to set this and still have the plywood completely on the face, as well as here. I'm gonna do another one here, and then one to catch it at the end. So these pieces of plywood are here, so that way I can see where this lines up, so I can have a tile coming here and then a tile sloping down. Hopefully that's not too confusing. These brand new pieces of 2x6 that are cut on the 3 degree angle are attached just for the time being. Once I set the 2x6s, I will remove those little pieces of plywood and put down a full sheet. In order to scab these on properly, so you have to have a good amount of PL on the pieces that you're scabbing on, and then you have to have screws that are long enough to go between your piece of material and the material. In this case, I have 3 pieces because I had to build that joist out a little bit, and then that will be considered one piece. So the next key thing before I screw it off, I want to make sure, I want my shower to be level, or sorry, to slope this way, but I do not want it sloping right or left. I want it to stay completely level the whole way. So I have to bring this side up a little bit. All right, so this shower base now is completely level across, and I'll continue to do that when I add the 2 pieces on here and here. But for now, these 2 joist pieces at the 3 degree angle are able to screw them off, and then we can move to leveling the next set. This 3 degree angle should literally touch the bottoms of those perfectly. Oh yeah. We'll continue to make sure this is level. Before I put the plywood down in order to tile, I need to cut a channel for the new drain to tie into the existing toilet drain underneath the floor, and then that ties into the house drain to the street. We actually drilled from the outside because we were doing construction and framing in the door anyway, and that was the only way to get a full length of 13-foot pipe through every joist. The floor is up, the new drain is in, and now we can close in the exterior door. Tom has the new water lines and the drain in place, and this is where I suggest that you call a professional plumber if you don't know how to do this. Water is not something that you want to mess with. What I can do is show you how the Schluter trench drain works. That way, if you're building this before you call a plumber, you'll know exactly what it is you're looking at and what you're looking to do. We're going to test to make sure there's no leaks by dragging the water hose inside and running it down the drain before we close the plywood in. Better safe than sorry. All is dry and well, and now I can put a boatload of PL on the joists and lay the piece of plywood down. The way I've designed it is the piece of plywood is going to butt right underneath the Schluter trench drain, and then that will be mortared directly to the plywood, and then we can waterproof it all. I realize now that I didn't actually take a video of putting the plywood down to complete the dog shower. But essentially, I just unscrewed the plywood braces and replaced it with a full-size piece, screwing it down every 4 inches with PL to ensure that it never moves underneath the tile. Now I'm dry fitting the Schluter Ditra, which is going to go underneath the tile as a waterproofing membrane. It's super easy to install, and you just have to line up the grid pattern and use your X-Acto knife to cut it in place, leaving a 1/2 inch gap all around the walls. In the wet areas, you'll use the Schluter waterproofing tape and corner pieces, as well as the membrane to go on the walls, but I'll show you that, and that will ensure that no water gets behind it. I've got it all dry fit around the Schluter trench drain, and now I'm going to be taking my all set and securing the drain in place with that. I just add a thin layer behind it, and then I'm smoothing it out as I go. These trowels aren't ideal for this application, but I do like them in the smaller, tighter areas. Once the Schluter drain is in place and dry, I'm going to be adding tape and applying it in the same way. When you are waterproofing, you always want to start at the bottom and working your way up, making sure that the next layer you apply overlaps the layer below. That way, if by chance any water gets in, the drywall will be protected by the next layer down, and then it will just wick off into the drain. Once your tape and corners are in place and dry, then you'll add the waterproofing membrane that goes on the wall. This comes in very large rolls depending on the size of your shower and what you're looking to cover, but essentially it covers a massive square footage in one application. So any water hitting this will roll onto the corner pieces that are behind it, which will then roll onto the floor waterproofing, which is behind that, and then into the drain. So it is virtually impossible for water to get behind this onto the drywall if applied properly. But as you can see, I obviously did it a little bit backwards, and that's because I wanted to put the floor down first. I wanted that to be done. If you want to do that, that's totally fine. I do suggest waterproofing everything at once, but here I am not doing that. But because I had the 6-inch Schluter tape already taped up the wall, it really doesn't matter what one you do first, because once I apply my waterproofing membrane on top, I'm going to be able to come down over the Schluter tape a few inches, about 1 inch off the floor. I'm going to backtrack a little bit here and get the Ditra mat placed onto the entire floor to prep for the tile, because I'm so excited to finally see something pretty go down in the space. It's extremely important that you cover every single square inch with your all set using the proper trowel for your tile size. Once it's applied, all you do is take your dry fitted pieces from earlier and place them on top. This is where I use my grout float to press down the mat to ensure that it's adhered everywhere. Now you can see how clean that lip is where we have sloped the shower base for the water to drain properly. I'm going to end the video here. Originally, I thought that this would be the last video and the final reveal, but there was so much information, I didn't want to leave anything out. If you have any questions about the dog shower, the Schluter, or anything that I've talked about in parts 1 or 2, I will link the final video here as well, and that's going to be the paint, the cabinets, the poles, the lighting, tiles, everything pretty. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't, I really appreciate it if you subscribe. Don't forget to check out part 3.